Now at 6, Ottawa County 4-H Youth Development hosts a 4-H Day. We'll meet some of the participants. Plus, local families start new Easter traditions with Firehouse Pottery in Joplin. And Missouri Southern invites area high school students to an archery tournament.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Biden administration is expanding health care benefits for veterans exposed to toxins and other hazards during military service. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Anthony Saviello. The expansion makes those veterans eligible for VA coverage without needing to apply first. It will cover any veteran exposed to toxins while on deployment overseas in the U.S. and even while in training. Officials say the expansion not only means millions of veterans now have coverage to fit their needs, but that coverage is easier to access. It's a bright sunny day today. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us for a first look at the weather.
All right, so it is pretty nice today. It was chilly, but look at this sunset, really great. Now it's at 6 p.m. Tomorrow, after spring forward, sun will be setting a lot later, so I'm looking forward to that as well. It's pretty breezy from the north. We've got 10 miles per hour and good visibility across the way. Temperatures all around have been in the lower 50s today. Now we're starting to drop down to the 40s as we get a little bit later into the evening. It is going to be another chilly night ahead. And some of our southern counties got some rain last night. Bentonville got a lot of rain, but we're clear for the next few days. We don't see any kind of rain all weekend, so through tomorrow and Monday it's going to be sunny. Temperatures do start to warm up with our next rain system moving in on Tuesday, and I'll have more details for you up next.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. March 10th marks another day where Americans will reset their clock, springing forward an hour. According to the University of Colorado, daylight saving time was first enacted during World War I by Germany in an effort to conserve coal. Daylight saving is not mandated by federal law, therefore the decision to observe the time change lies with local governments. According to the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, studies actually suggest that even though daylight saving may save you money on energy, it can be detrimental for human health. Along with setting your clock forward tonight, you may want to check other devices around your home. Local fire departments also say it's a good time to check those smoke alarms. They suggest changing your alarm batteries and check the date on the back of your alarms. If they're older than 10 years or don't have a date, it's a good idea to replace them.
Typically a 9-volt battery that's in most smoke detectors is good for about 6 months, and that's the reason why they want them changed in that interval. Daylight savings, because it happens twice a year, is just a good time when you're changing your clock, change your batteries. It just makes for a good universal time to do that.
Firefighters also suggest cleaning up around your smoke alarms. Dust and cobwebs can impact a detector's smoke sensor. Easter is right around the corner, and Firehouse Pottery in Joplin is kicking off the holiday with an Easter egg story time. Children of all ages had the opportunity to listen to an Easter story and then paint a piece of pottery inspired by the book. Organizers say it's a way for families to start a fun new Easter tradition.
It is a great thing for kids because they can use their creativity, and it also gives them something to keep for years and look back on. They get a lot of good quality family time. It's a wonderful thing to do. Yeah.
The story for today's event was Duck and Goose, Here Comes the Easter Bunny. When you think of 4-H, you might think of animals such as cattle or poultry, but how about public speaking or graphic design? KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on how a 4-H contest tests areas you might not expect.
Because I love 4-H.
4-H is a popular after-school activity for students across the country. The H's stand for head, heart, hands, and health, referred to as the 4 squares of education.
It's just a great way for young adults to develop those skills that they're going to be able to need later in life.
Many people associate 4-H contests with animals, as many contests include student work with goats, pigs, and horses. A competition in Miami challenged students in different ways.
Some of those events include photography, public speaking, skill-a-thon, and also impressive dress is some of the categories we have today.
Gracie Smith has been competing in 4-H for 7 years. She is competing in several events, including public speaking.
I've gained knowledge on how to speak better and more knowledge on how to compete.
Others participated in photography or made posters to show off their design skills.
About where we do the 4-H, like after school, and another one was about how to feed my cat.
And while Smith is well seasoned in these contests, others are just starting.
It's my first year.
Those in 4-H recommend others learn more about the organization.
It helps them learn to be a better individual and be more active in their community and gain community service.
I'm going to have a lot of fun in 4-H too.
In Miami, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Many of the competitors' projects today will be presented in this year's Ottawa County Fair. Missouri Southern today hosted an archery tournament for local high schools. Around 900 students participated in the event from schools including Oswego, Riverton, Joplin, Neosho, Lamar, and Sarcoxy. Officials say the tournament gives students a chance to connect and meet new people.
Just getting all the kids together. We see each other almost every weekend and we compete. We're competitors on the line, but a lot of the kids and coaches become friends when they're not up on the line and help each other out throughout the season.
The top male and female at today's event was awarded MSSU scholarships. Scuba students at Calypso Scuba today showed off their basketball skills in an underwater basketball game. The purpose of the event was to have fun while raising money for local fire departments. It included stadium-style foods, a tour of the Dunewig fire truck, and, of course, cheering on your favorite team.
Getting to come out and meet people in the city here and people that want to help us out, and then it's kind of fun. I've never been to an underwater basketball game before, so it's really actually fun watching them try to make a shot down there.
Players' entry fee was $20, which included tanks and scuba gear. Coming up, the Missouri Attorney General's office has released the top consumer complaints from last year. We'll take a look. Plus, what a new FBI report shows about how much money Americans lost to scams last year. The Missouri Attorney General's office has come out with its top consumer complaints from the past year. Joe Hickman has a look at the scams, deceptive practices, and annoying activities.
The number one gripe of people who contact the Missouri Attorney General's office is about unwanted phone calls, from telemarketers to violations of the no-call list.
It's an invasion of privacy, really.
The Attorney General's office maintains the no-call list, which has 4.3 million registrations. But keep in mind that while the no-call list stops unwanted sales calls from real companies who follow the law, it will not stop unsolicited calls from unscrupulous operators trying to deceive you into giving up sensitive information or money. To help address that problem, there are various apps available that can filter and detect spam calls. Here's the rest of the top 5, with automotive complaints at number 2, most of them concerning car repairs. Number 3 is real estate and construction complaints, with home repair contractors the most common mentioned. Philip Johnson of Marionville is one of 8 people who filed a Better Business Bureau complaint against a general contractor who has an F rating from the BBB. Johnson paid $4,500 up front to get work done on his new house, only to have the hired help
partially showing up, partially not showing up, sometimes not showing up at all, and all kinds of different excuses. He finally just stopped coming by at all.
Well, anytime you hire someone for a service or go to purchase a product, particularly if it's someone you've never done business with, you want to do your research first.
I didn't ask for any references, and that is probably the number one thing that I look at now and say that I should have done.
Number 6 through 10 on the complaint list include phone or online cases where people are billed for services they didn't order, a host of different timeshare-related problems, and number 8, mail and phone solicitations regarding sweepstakes, lottery, or other scams, healthcare billing disputes and fights with insurance companies, and run-ins with professional services like moving or delivery services, towing, or funeral homes. And one more important piece of advice is to have
certainly a healthy dose of skepticism for what we see online, just being aware that it can happen to anyone.
Online scams cost people billions of dollars last year. The FBI, in a new report, reveals a record $12.5 billion in losses were reported in 2023. The Bureau says that was fueled by a surge in cryptocurrency investment fraud. Last year's total losses from scams were more than $2 billion, higher than reported in the year prior. A little later, Pitt State men's and women's teams look to advance to the MIAA tournament finals.
And up next, we'll talk about the rain chances that we have coming in later this week. Well, today was pretty cold. I know I was out there. It was a little breezy too. Didn't make it much warmer. But tomorrow we will see the temperatures warm back up. But it was really gorgeous today, sunny skies, and we've got a nice sunset downtown Joplin at our Cornell Complex camera. It's a really beautiful evening for us, and that's going to continue as we move into Sunday. Now, tonight, don't forget to set your clocks forward as we do spring forward, and I know I'm looking forward to that, a later sunset. Today was chilly. Our high was only 52 with our low being right about average. So about average for this time of year, but we will start to warm up 60s tomorrow and into the 70s later this week. Southern counties got some rain. Bentonville got a lot of rain last night, but we're clear for the next couple of days. We've got some more rain chances moving in on Tuesday. And across the region, it's been pretty chilly. Everyone's sticking in the lower 50s, now starting to drop down to the 40s with a pretty light northerly breeze, and that's going to switch later in the next couple of days, and we'll be getting a southerly breeze warming those temperatures up because it has been cold for the last few days. We had a cold front come through. That's what all of our rain was from. And tonight, still pretty chilly, but it will be clear. We're going to see clear skies for the next several days, warming up tomorrow because of this ridge forming in our area. And I've said it before, the ridge brings sinking air. It's a high column of air, and it's also going to bring that southerly breeze in and clear skies. That'll be coming in, and you can see out in Dallas, Texas, there's a trough forming, and they're going to get some rain down in Houston and Dallas. So that's what that's from, but we're a little bit above that, so we're just going to get that nice, calm air for the next couple of days. Tuesday early around 6-7 a.m. clouds do start to roll in, and that's when we're going to see those rain chances pop up a little bit later that evening. But tomorrow it will still be sunny. Chilly start to the day, but we do warm up. By noon, it's going to be almost 50, and we're getting into the 60s for our high. This is a closer look at what we can expect for the system moving in on Tuesday. So, like I said, temperatures in the 70s, and here's the rain chances starting to push through. Pretty light rain on Tuesday. Maybe we'll see some isolated thunderstorms later that night, and clearing out for a mostly clear day on Wednesday. But by Wednesday night and into Thursday, we're going to get those rain chances back, starting off light, and then still some thunderstorm chances Thursday and through Friday. Now, this is still a few days out, so we could see this shift a little bit more than what we're seeing right now. But as of right now, we've got a 30% chance of rain Tuesday through Friday, storms, and clearing out by next weekend again to have another clear weekend. So it's good. These storms just keep happening during the week and giving us a pretty clear weekend for the last, month now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the sunny weather, absolutely. But the rain's been pretty exciting because you went on your first storm chase this past
I did,
week,
and
too.
hopefully next week with those thunderstorm chances, I will get the chance to go out again and bring some live footage.
Absolutely.
That was very exciting stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool to
That's
see.
awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, El Dorado Springs girls basketball plays for the state championship. And Pitt State women's basketball tries to advance to the final round of the MIAA tournament. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. 1 week ago, Pittsburgh State women's basketball lost by 7 to Missouri Western on senior night. Now this afternoon, the Gorillas get a chance to avenge that loss in the semifinals of the MIAA conference tournament. Semifinal round in Kansas City, Pitt State squares off with the #1 seed in the tournament, Missouri Western. Opening quarter is where we pick it up. Corinna Gerber goes to work down low, uses her strength to make the tough shot. Pitt State on top by 2. We go ahead to the second quarter. The Gorillas start to shoot from downtown. Jenna Shipley, she's fired up after hitting that 3. Few possessions later, Macy Mays shoots from beyond the arc, and that's nothing but net. Pitt State on top by 15 at halftime. Into the second half, PSU goes back to the paint. Gerber again gets the bucket plus the foul. Then later, nice pass from Harper Schreiner to Gerber, gets 2 more easy. She finishes with 20 on the afternoon, and PSU dominates the number 1 seed 75-55. Brock Baldridge is in Kansas City with the reaction from the championship-bound Gorillas.
Well, it's day 4 of the MIAA tournament, and it's semifinals Saturday as the Pittsburgh State women's basketball team faces their toughest test yet, going against the number 1 seed of the tournament.
It would have been really easy to say that it was a short turnaround. We're tired and we think we're in the national tournament. It just would have been a really easy way to be satisfied. And so I was just really impressed by how competitive they were today and how locked in and focused they were on small details that, we tried to get them at home last game of the year and we couldn't. They're a great basketball team. We are thrilled, honestly, to represent Pittsburgh State, our program. I think that they feel the love, and so it's just really good to be able to get back and let the fans enjoy this experience with us. It's what March Madness is all about. It's what tournament play is all about. You win in advance and all that stuff.
Pitt State has a shot to win the MIAA tournament championship for the first time ever in program history. The Gorillas will be right here tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the hopes of cutting down the nets. In Kansas City, Brock Baldridge, KOAM Sports.
Thank you, Brock. We've got more action and more coverage for you tonight coming from Kansas City. Pitt State men's basketball tries to punch its ticket to the tournament championship. The Gorillas, fresh off an 84-65 throttling of Central Oklahoma last night, take on the 2 seed Fort Hays State. We'll bring you those highlights tonight at 10. Now today marks the final day of the high school basketball season in the 4 states, and we have one local team playing for a state championship. El Dorado Springs girls basketball is back in the Class 3 state title game for the 3rd year in a row. Now this is the same matchup we had in last year's championship. Fair Grove won that one by 2. We'll see if the Lady Bulldogs can get their revenge tonight. Game's just getting started now. We'll give you the final score later tonight. And in Kansas, we're in the final day of state tournament play as well. Colgan and Fort Scott girls hoops both try to bring home a 3rd place trophy. We start with the Lady Panthers. They win the 2A 3rd place game, taking down Valley Heights 58-47. Colgan finishes the 2023-24 season with just 1 loss. That was last night in the semifinals against Wichita Independent. Fort Scott girls basketball comes up short in the Class 4A 3rd place game. Lady Tigers fall 57-50 to McPherson. Much to be proud of for Fort Scott this season, though. The Lady Tigers finished the year with a 22-3 record. 2 of those losses come in the state tournament. That's a look at sports. We'll be back after this.
A public library in Massachusetts is accepting cat photos instead of fees for lost or damaged books this month. We're not kidding you. It's part of Worcester Public Library's March Meowness. A photo or even a drawing of any cat erases fines, and in the first 5 days of the month, 400 accounts were cleared. How about that? Wow. March Meowness.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I would definitely take advantage of that.
Absolutely. And taking advantage of championships right now, these teams, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that team that Pitt State women's basketball beat, that's the number 18 team in the country. They beat them by 20 points, and we're going to see later tonight if the men can follow suit.
That's awesome. Final look at our weekend weather.
It's going to be pretty sunny for the next couple of days. Temperatures do warm up. By next week, we'll see temperatures back in the 70s. However, we do have another chance of thunderstorms rolling all week next week, possibly going to go out back in the storm tracker next week.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to some sunshine, maybe a little rain. But that's all our time for now. From all of us here at KOAM, have a great night.